evening and welcome. This is Screen Junkies News. I'm Marco President Paulo Roca, 27 from Moreno Valley, California, and I'm auditioning for you tonight with these top stories. A terminally ill Star Wars fan was granted his dying wish last month to see Rogue One, a Star Wars story early. It all started with the social media campaign for terminally ill fan Neil Hanvey with the hashtag Rogue One Wish. His supportive family, along with St. Michael's Hospice, got the campaign going, and it was eventually brought to the ear of avid Twitter user Mark Hamill, who then petitioned Gareth Edwards to sign on, and a screening was quickly set up, and just in time. Neil sadly passed away 1 day later. A similar campaign was launched last year when Daniel Fleetwood was hashtag Force for Daniel campaigning and successfully got to see a rough cut of The Force Awakens. Hopefully, with such supportive people such as J.J. Abrams and Gareth Edwards and the many others, this will become a yearly tradition. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family. In other news, after a barrage of bad coverage for Brad Pitt, there is a twinkle in his eye tonight when the story emerges about his heroic saving of a young girl during the filming of his new World War II pick, Allied. It was in the Canary Islands this year when a group of fans had gathered to see and meet Brad Pitt. They were barricaded by a fence when Brad Pitt went up to greet them. Suddenly, a young girl was pinned up against this fence and was being violently thrusted and wrangled, really, by these raging fans that got more and more excited as Brad Pitt began to greet them. Immediately, Brad Pitt saw what was going on, and he swooped in like the badass action hero that he is, not unfamiliar with the situation, him being a father himself of 6 children, and being a seasoned action hero from World War Z and whatever else thing he's been in. So anyway, he went in and saved this girl along with some production people, pulled her out of this cage corner that she was in, and luckily she was okay. And she got to be consoled and hugged by Brad Pitt, which is not a bad thing to be if you're a young girl. So I'm sure she'll have a story to dine out on for years to come. You know, in other news, not to be outdone by real-life action heroes, Jamie Foxx went into full White House down mode and himself rescued a innocent civilian when one night he heard a loud noise and a crash in front of his house. He immediately called 911 and ran to the scene. To his horror, he discovered one Brad Kyle trapped inside this vehicle. According to the Highway Patrol, the pickup truck went off the road and crashed into a ditch, rolling over multiple times before becoming engulfed in flames with the driver trapped inside. Now, Jamie reports that as soon as he ran to the vehicle, off-duty EMT was passing along and also helped with some scissors to cut the man out of the car. And he said that exactly 5 seconds later, after he rushed him out of the car, the thing, just like in an action movie, burst into flames. And it was a horrific scene with, at one point, Jamie telling Brad, "You've got to help me get you out because I don't want to have to leave you. You got angels looking out for you." So it was a very rather entertaining scene, I would imagine, but with a sad ending. Brad Kyle suffered broken bones, a punctured lung, and was charged with drunk driving. Fox met with his family and addressed the media regarding the situation. Later, Brad Kyle said that he was shown a surveillance video of the crash scene in which he saw several cars passing by without not a one helping. And finally tonight, just like something out of Screen Junkies movie fights, there was a pitch for a new Die Hard film. This one has set the social media ablaze when Eric Wilkinson put out a full-page ad in The Hollywood Reporter. And even Bruce Willis has responded. He stated that he was not sure about plans for a new Die Hard film at this time, that although he had not read the pitch, he heard a summary from the reporters and responded saying that he wasn't surprised and he at this point does not know. But in any event, Mr. Wilkinson's crazy pitch involved a 60-year-old Bruce Willis who is basically put into a Moscow jail and is in flashbacks telling the story of his young self in the 70s who thwarts a terrorist plot. And then, cut to now, Holly is once again taken hostage, and Bruce Willis must, with the help of his son, rescue her. Now, we all didn't like Good Day to Die Hard, so we're not too sure about how good an idea it would be to bring the son along once again, as this has mostly been a solo action hero thing in the best sequels. But we all love Die Hard 3, of course, with Samuel L. Jackson. But I digress, in so much as to say that I am proud of the man who put out this pitch and who got the attention. So kudos to him. And hopefully one day he can come on a movie fight to pitch this in an exciting round, I'm sure it would be. That's all for us tonight. For all of us at Screen Junkies News, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
The slain civil rights leader was eulogized. Oh, wow, did you see that? Right on the lens.